Episode 27 to Hell with the Podcast. I'm Tim. As always, I am here with Daryl, and today, another exciting episode we're excited to talk to you about. We'll get to that in just a minute, but let me bring in Daryl. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, man. I just, I mean, heck, it's podcast day, so I popped out this morning and I was like, all right, cool. Get all my stuff together, and it's just a part of my day that I really enjoy. I've been watching a little golf this morning. Got a little Players Championship, working my way into Masters weekend coming up soon, so I'm
Yes, that'll be
stoked about that.
exciting.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm very stoked about so. n- This is not a humble brag. It's just something that I am very fortunate. I get to go to the Masters pretty much every year. So we we're working through our itinerary, and my wife's bringing clients down, and we have an Airbnb, and I was kind of giddy because it is one of my favorite weeks of the year. I mean, come on,
it is
I am
fun going.
I'm blessed to be able to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, I was kind of just watching the players. I was like, oh man, we only got like few weeks till the Masters. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, and I did kind of get some goosebumps. So because I don't know, I just love it. I'm not a player, but I just love the pageantry and just seeing this stuff up close. And so, yeah, I'm a fan. So anyway,
Yeah, I did call my son and told him, guess what, dude? He was like, what? I said, "You ready to go?" And he was like, "Go where?" I said, "This year you're going to the Masters, man." And he about fell on the floor. He was so stoked because he hadn't been before. So he was just like, "Really? Really?" And I said, "Yeah." So he is so stoked and so excited.
yeah, I mean, one thing I and you hit it on the head. One thing I try to do every year is to get somebody to come out that has never been there before, because that first time through the gates and seeing just the property and all that kind of stuff, you're not prepared for it. So I always love like getting somebody that first feeling on the course kind of situation. So I've done that a bunch of times because I mean I think we're working on year like 23 or something like that. I don't even know. I think it's close to that, but yeah, anytime I can bring somebody out that's never done it, that makes my heart just full. So
Yeah,
I'm glad to get
he's
to
a and he's the golfer in the family. I mean, I play, but I mean, it's just so sickening playing with him, man. I mean, I step up. Yeah, because I step up and I'm, like, pulling out my driver, and I hit it, and if I hit it well with my driver, he steps up, I'm gonna hit it with my hybrid, and then just crushes it, and I'm just like so he's definitely the player in our family. He's not playing as much right now because he just had a baby, so he's not out there as much as he wants to be, but he's definitely excited because I was like, "Is it okay with your wife if you go?" And he was like, "I don't care." No, just kidding. He didn't say that.
well, I mean, come on.
I know, but no, he's excited, and I have you to thank for that, and he has you to thank for that. So
No, it's all
he's
good, man.
definitely,
I'm blessed that we have the opportunity to do all this every year because it's cool to spread the stuff around. So yeah, I'm
well, when I've been with you before, I've always been on a Thursday or a Friday. I've never been on Sunday. So it's going to be a madhouse that day.
prepare yourself, sir.
But I mean, for him though, I'll be like, what are all these people doing here? But for him, since it's his first time, he's not going to know necessarily any better. So, and the good thing is he's 6'3". So if you're 8 rows back, he'll still be able to stand over most people and be able to see.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not going to,
that's awesome. Yeah, Sunday is crazy. Saturday is crazy too, but we're actually doing Thursday this year. Um, like I say, my wife's bringing clients in Friday and Saturday, and then you guys have Sunday. So, yeah, it's it's a good problem to have. So, yeah,
yeah. And
I
then yesterday was such a nice day. We went to the park yesterday afternoon. and I took my wife and my youngest son, and we went to play. I mean, we went there, and they just put in this full course. First time I had ever played. First time my youngest had ever played, but they had this frisbee golf, disc golf course,
Nice.
and we had a blast doing that. It was so fun. I've never done it before, and it's like, it's just funny too. This is a par 3 or this is a par 5, and, you still, "Hey, I got a chance to get par here," and then clank, and then it bounces off the thing, and you're like, "Oh, man, that sucks," but,
Yeah,
no,
I
that
had
was
a
fun.
yeah, I had like a couple years like that I was like I probably had 10 discs because one's a long range and then one's kind of your putter and all that kind of stuff. And my wife and I got in a fight because I went to play disc golf on Thanksgiving morning one year, and she didn't like that too much. But yeah, I had a little phase. I mean, it's fun for sure. I mean, we got like 2 or 3 disc golf courses within like 20 minutes of us. So yeah, it's an interesting sport, but I mean, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, we're the same here, and that's what I was telling my wife yesterday because I knew about the disc, and I knew, you had, like you said, a long range one and a short range one, but they just kinda had these loaner disc, so we just picked up one each, and we just used one, but it was so I asked him afterwards. I mean, we got done with the 18, and then he was like, "Let's play again." I'm like, "No, man, that was." I mean, because there was this one time we had to go sharp downhill and then back up the hill, a few times. I'm like, "No, I'm pretty much done. We'll come back next weekend and play. How does that sound?" He's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a course as close as I used to, but yeah, it's a fun sport. I mean, I would do it again. I don't know where. Dang, I don't even know where all my discs went. I think I gave them to one of my partners that I used to work with. But anyways,
Yeah. Yeah, golf, frisbee golf or disc golf. Used to be called frisbee golf, but it's disc golf now.
yeah,
I
that's
think it's
disc
I
golf.
think it's the right terminology, but I still call it frisbee
Yeah,
because that's
it's frisbee golf.
what I came up knowing it as when it first came out. So
Yeah, you're not
it
wrong.
was it was that. But we are
Off the
not here
rails
to talk
already.
about the golf or anything like that. We are here. If this is your first time listening, like I said, this is episode 27, but we are here to talk all things Striper. So, how did we get on golf? We were just talking about our days, I mean, there it is. But, and then not only do we talk Striper related music and what's going on with Striper, we also expand into the side projects. And if you go back, we've covered all three Sweet and Lynch albums, and we've kind of decided, which ones we like the most, and we kind of ranked them last time we spoke about them, and I'm hoping that they come out with number 4, but I haven't heard anything about that. But today is a Striper episode, and we have ranked every album now, minus the compilation albums, minus what was that called where they redid the song? Second Coming. I
Second
wanted to
coming.
say Second Chance. I was gonna say Second Coming. We might wanna do that one and maybe one day compare the original to the, uh the new recording of it when they did Second Coming. But so we never really done the compilation albums, which there was one in 91, I think. Then there was the 7 album. Then there was the Second Coming. So those are the 3
Right.
we didn't do. But this is the last album out of all the new original material that we haven't talked about, we haven't discussed, and that's Murder by Pride. Came out.
Dang it. I should have
What's
brought my
that?
CD. No, I should have brought my CD. I have the same CD that you have.
I actually ended up with 2 of them somehow. I don't know how I ended up with 2 of them, but I was going through my big CD case the other day, and I was like, "How did I end up with 2 of these?" It's not. Yeah, this was released in '09, and yep, it was released in '09, and it was 4 years after not Murder by Pride, it was released 4 years after Reborn, but today we're gonna be covering Murder by Pride, but before, like I said, if this is your first time listening, before we get into talking about the album, we just review and discuss things that are going on with Stryper from what we call the Stryper News Desk, and a lot of this information, it's not that we have a personal in with any of the guys from the band, we're just 2 guys who love the band, and we just pull all the stuff that you can find on social media, and sometimes some of the items just really stick out that we want to talk about, like this first thing. And this is what I'm just going to say it. This is what sucks sometimes about living in Georgia, because all the cool shows happen on the West Coast.
At
Everything
the
seems to
Grove.
happen. Yeah, everything seems to happen out on the West Coast. And this is one show, if it was cost effective for me, that I would say I'm going to fly out and see it. But they announced the show June 5th, like you just said, Daryl, at the Grove of Anaheim. But it's not that just Stryper is playing, but it's who's opening up for them. And if you're a listener, you know how disappointed I was when they were on the To Hell with the Devil tour, that by the time I got to see them, White Lion was not opening up for them anymore. It was TNT and Hurricane. And I really wanted to see White Lion. I've never seen them. Mike Tramp is one guy that I would still love to see. But if you're out and you have the ability to go to that show, I mean, that to me would be a great show to go to, because if you haven't kept up with what Mike Tramp's been doing over the past few years, what he's been doing is he's been releasing these songs of White Lion, like Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and they're covers of the original songs. And it's like, kind of, how would they sound today if I released them today? Of course, his voice has changed. It's not Vito Bratta playing the guitar, but some of them I'm kind of like, yeah, it's okay. But some of them are really good. I really like the new versions of what they're doing. But again, Stryper with Mike Tramp in one show, like I said, all the cool stuff happens in the West Coast, and I mean, sometimes the shows don't even happen in Atlanta or near us. And it's like, how could you not come to Atlanta? But there have been times I've seen people just pass right by Atlanta. They'll go from Tennessee down to Florida, and it's like, what happened to the state of Georgia? But
Yeah, no, I all the cool stuff happens in Anaheim apparently. So, but yeah, I mean, and I know Mike Tramp can still sing, but it's not White Lion without Vito. So I would like to see like some video of what this looks like, but yeah, without Vito, it's, I mean, and I do like some of the recreations of the songs that he's kind of passed on, like re-released, I guess. Um, but yeah, it's, I don't know, it feels funky without Vito, because I mean, he was kind of the backbone of that with him and Mike. So we'll see how it works out.
yeah, we'll see. And who knows? Maybe because
Maybe he pops up. I don't know.
yeah, maybe he pops up and maybe they do something together, get out on the road this fall. Because, speaking of getting out on the road this fall, I'm not saying that it'll happen this fall, but Michael Sweet did say yesterday that he was happy to say that the new Stryper album vocal tracking is complete. So he goes, he heads on Monday to track some of the guitar solos, then mixing. He's been saying it's going to be a little bit different of an album, for Stryper. He said this a couple of times. Like he said here, it's killer, a little different in the best of ways. So excited to see what that's coming up. Don't have a release date, don't have anything like that, but they are getting closer to having this particular album finished.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, there's a couple of records that are getting finished, and I'm excited for this one. And then I saw where Nuno said that they were pretty much done with the Extreme record, and it's like the best record we've ever done. I was like, all right, man. shoot your shot. It's cool. I'm glad to see some of my favorite bands kicking stuff over the finish line. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
and hopefully what I hope that means is that they'll release this album and then they will headline a tour for themselves,
Dude,
kinda like the one you went and saw last year or the year before
yeah, it was 2 years
with
ago.
Extreme.
Yeah. Jeez, Striper and Extreme. That would be a hell of a bill.
Yes, that would be. Yes, that and the thing is, some people might be scratching their head saying, "What?" But if you go back to Nuno's what he did around Christmas time, he had up in I can't remember where it was, if it was in Massachusetts or not,
Yeah, it
but
was Boston.
he had Boston. He had Michael Sweet come in and perform a song with them. It was a cover of the Kiss song "Shout It Out," and if you're not familiar with that song, Striper actually did that song as a song on the covering album. So check that out. But they did that. And then you listen to the last album. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Gary Sharon is a person of faith. He has a Christian faith to him. So it comes out in the lyrics on some of the songs. Like, know the album, but I don't know all the songs off of the Six album. But there's that one that goes, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." You know, have mercy, and then they have the faith, hope, and love song that goes through, and then the song "The Mask." I mean, there's just some faith-filled elements in the songs that he sings. So that would be a pretty cool, you know, lineup
Hey,
if they
let's
could
just
ever pull that off.
yeah, let's throw it out into the universe. Striper and Extreme on tour together.
Yes, and
But yeah,
land somewhere, hear it, somebody
well,
into the
I
world
mean,
of the online internet.
yeah, well, I mean, Nuno's Portuguese, so he's Catholic, and so there's some faith-based stuff inside of Extreme. I mean, not as face forwarding as what Striper does, but I mean, yeah, the same kind of thing. But wow, I you could take my money tomorrow if that was going to be a thing. So
I know that would be you could have had it yesterday for me. But no, that would be a pretty cool lineup, but I'm hoping that they will tour as well because I would love to go see them because Six ended up being one of my favorite albums
yeah,
of the
no, it's
past decade that's been released. I
yeah,
still
it's a
listen to
good one.
that one and just
I will promise you the next time Extreme comes through town that you and I will be there together.
yes, I love it. That would be a great one to go see. A great one to come see. But also speaking about new albums, we're just a few weeks away from the release of the master plan. And last Thursday on the 12th, Michael Sweet dropped his third single
Yep.
from the album called Again. The single is called Again. And this one is really he says he wrote this song to help people through loss. And he went on to say, "We've all lost someone and it's hard to move forward. I believe we'll see our loved ones again, and that gives hope. My prayers are that this song will give you comfort as well and help heal the pain. God bless you all. Much love and respect." So, so you had the master plan come out, the first single, then you had Lord come out. Now you've had Again, and it's a different, I don't want to say a different vibe, but it's a much slower, more emotional, acoustical song. Because again, this song is dealing with losing a loved one. And beautiful. So I broke down. I listened to it. I was like, no, I'm not going to listen to it. And then I listened to it. I said, I need to listen to it. So I listened to it and I thought it was a beautiful song. I really did. So if you don't haven't, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts were, but I mean, knowing lyrically what it was dealing with, I thought it was a beautiful song.
Well, here's where I'm at with this whole thing, and we talked about this before. I'm really waiting for the rest of it. I, I listened to the opening and I thought it was really pretty. I did not finish the song. And as much as I want to, I'm gonna wait until the whole thing comes out because I don't know because when we talked about it last time, I was like, I haven't done that since I don't know when, since the Christmas record from the Striper Christmas record. So so I'm like, all right, cool, release your singles, but I want to wait until the whole thing comes out because I want to listen to it from front to back. And so I'm kind of disciplining myself, I guess, if you could say.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. And what's really interesting was he also posted this on what's today? The 15th. Yeah, so he posted this on the 13th and he said, I had to post this. And he talked about somebody was over at Port Merchandise and he grabbed a copy of the master plan on vinyl. And this is what he said. This is what Dave Rose said. He goes, I was over at Port today and these had come in, the master plan. And he goes, I grabbed one. Hope that's okay. I'll pay for it. But he went on to say, I've been listening to it. I've been listening all afternoon. And he says the vinyl sounds so good, really full. He goes, I have a Victrola turntable, which is what you and I both have,
Wow.
but he's hooked up Bose speakers to it.
Which is what I want to do. I just haven't bought them yet.
I think I'm gonna have to do that, and I've got to get a new needle for mine anyway. But he went on to say it really sounds incredible. I hope it swells. I hope it sells well. Now you know why I said swells on vinyl. That's the way to listen to this album. And then Michael went on to say, well, there you go. So everyone knows we always master vinyl accordingly. A completely different master than digital and CD. So it's just like I didn't know that they did that, so with the vinyls. So I'm
No, it's
like,
more of
"Okay."
a yeah, it's more of a pain in the butt when you're dealing with the vinyl to master it. But I don't know. My favorite format is going to be CD for I don't know for whatever reason. But you have to have good speakers, and so I have had this little Victrola thing here. But yeah, it has outputs for if I wanted to buy some like speakers, I could. So yeah, I think that might be the next step.
Yeah, that's what I need to do too, because I was listening to a new album that had come in, not the one I'm about to show you, but I listened to another album that had come in, and I was like, "Oh, this doesn't sound good."
It
But
sounds yeah, on mine
it's
it sounds
but this week, I received it on vinyl, The
nice.
Soldiers Under Command live
Wow,
at Spirit House.
nice.
Gives gives you, the artwork in there that you don't get if you don't buy it online or you don't get this. And then, like I said last week, I got the white one
Wow, that's
to
cool.
match the white Soldiers Under Command album I have. So this, I'm just seeing here. Yeah, recorded in June 2021 and releases a multi-camera video that December. It remains the only time Stryper performed the album in full and marked Oz Fox's first show after two successful brain surgeries. Missed the
Gosh,
video? Watch it at veeps.com/Stryper, but still, I mean, it's got all the songs on here. Soldiers makes me want to sing, Together Forever, First Love, Rock That Makes Me Roll, Reach Out, Waiting for a Love, That's Real, Together as One, Surrender, and Battle Hymn of the Republic.
good stuff.
Yeah. So I've got this one added. Man, I love it because my vinyl collection is starting to
To
add
grow.
back up. Yeah. I mean, this is what I do. New album comes out, I want. I'm getting it on vinyl.
So I'm gonna sound dumb here for a second. So is there a DVD for the? Because I remember during COVID they were doing those Spirit House concerts. Is there a DVD for that show? Like,
I don't think there's a DVD. I could be wrong. And if one of our listeners knows, um, let us know that because I know on
because that would be cool.
Amazon Prime, I think it was, I bought they loaded it on Amazon Prime and I bought it for To
Yeah,
Hell with the Devil.
I bought the stream.
Yeah, but that was for To Hell with the Devil. And then the one I bought was what they did at Spirit House, To Hell with the Devil. This one, they say If you wanna watch it at veeps.com/striper, and I think if you had bought I could be wrong again on this, but I think if you bought it on the stream, then I think you should own, in a sense I think you should be able to rewatch it.
Rewatch it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but I never saw it come out on DVD. I never saw the To Hell with the Devil one come out on
Right.
DVD, but that was the one that I bought online, and if you haven't, I'm just making sure it is Amazon Prime. I'm just gonna go look and
I would
see
think
real
they would just try to distribute those Spirit House shows
Yeah,
because they've got I mean, they got a couple of them.
I know. Well, guess speaking of shows, Live Without a Net should be coming to my house soon.
Really? All right.
Yeah. So, I am excited about that, but yeah, I mean, that's why I bought
The 5150.
the 5150, but the To Hell with the Devil one, that's why let's see, bestsellers. Come on. Oh, my stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna share this. This will show you what I watch, and you'll be like, "What the heck are you watching?"
Boy.
Yeah. I don't know where it's at. I'm not gonna waste our time, but yeah, I bought
That's
one of the ones, and I have it on Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fine. And yeah, you said you had Unleashed coming to your house because it's part of the box set.
Yeah, you got it. So, I've got that and a lot of other things. So, but that's what let me make sure. Yeah, that was everything I had from the Striper News Desk this week. It's a lot of cool things. I mean, you got the Michael Sweet solo album, and you've got the Striper album that'll probably be released later this year, probably fourth quarter. And as you know, past two times they've released an album, they've gone on tour with it.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, like we've said this a couple times, if they don't feel like they're up to it or not at the bar, then they won't do it. But hopefully, everything will just work out.
And I don't want to give away this, but it's just popped in my head. I don't want to give away what they said, but I thought it was just kind of fun to watch them this week. If you're a Patreon member, this week. If you missed it, just go listen to what Michael Sweet and Perry Richardson said about what one album that they would want if they were stuck on a deserted island. What one album that they would take with them. So I can't give away because a lot of things that they do on Patreon are for Patreon members only. So I'm going to keep it right there.
Okay, well, let me ask one question. Not that you have to spoil anything. Was it the same? Okay, all right. That would have been cool, but all right. I have to get back. I haven't looked at my Patreon in the last few days, so
Nope, it was not the same. And it was just fun to listen to, and, Perry's, I was just like, "Oh, okay," because Perry's just seems like such a chill, laid back guy,
he really does. Yeah.
and when you hear him talk but it was just when I heard his, I was like, "Okay," it was just kinda cool to hear, but this was not and they weren't asking from the aspect of what Stryper album, it was whatever
Just in
album
general.
ever
Yeah.
ever
Wow. Do you have one of those?
one of what?
Do you I mean, you've had to have thought about your desert island discs. And if you don't wanna waste time with it, we can do it later, but if you have one off the top of your head, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have, like, what my Desert Island Stryper album would be,
Not
but
even Striper, just
my overall album, I really don't know because I would have to sit there and really think about it, like, if I only had 1 album to listen to for the rest of my life, what album would that be? That is tough because it's like, "Oh, yeah, but then I'm giving up this, or then I'm giving up that," It's like if I had one out that's tough. I can't answer that right now. Do you? Do you have one?
My default is Master of Puppets, but then I also think that it's Dark Side of the Moon. So depending on what my mood is at that time of day when you ask me that question, I love Pink Floyd, I love Metallica, but it's like it's a little you know, I don't know. It's interesting, so it's, whatever, depending on how I feel. And I'm not taking one record to my desert island. I have to have at least two. I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause I mean, it's just like lately, kind of what I've been in the vibe for when I'm listening to stuff. It's not even really rock stuff right now. It's been more adult contemporary vibe that I've been listening to for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it's probably because I got this one album in and I started listening to it more, and then it just kinda made me and then I listened to it on Spotify, and then Spotify picks up the algorithm of what I'm listening to, and then it starts playing stuff after that, and so it's been kind of a more, and maybe too with, playing the master plan songs, it's picking up a vibe of that, so it just really depends because sometimes I'm in the mood for some hard stuff, sometimes I'm not in the mood for some hard stuff, and I can tell you this, it would definitely not be a hip hop or country album.
I might
If
take
I had
one.
my
Definitely would.
desert album.
I wouldn't take a country album with me. I don't have any of those. I would take Low End Theory from Tribe Called Quest because that's my favorite hip hop record of all time, and you probably have never heard it, but
No, sorry.
no, it's cool. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I couldn't give you 10 desert. They do like Rolling Stone does the desert island disc thing, and I'm just like, man, it would take me like it would take me 3 days probably to figure that thing out for that for my top 10.
And I mean, speaking of algorithms, it's hilarious because we both use that DJ thing on Spotify, and it's like, hey, this is what you've been listening to lately. So it'll always, most of the time, it'll be a mix of some hard stuff, some, you know, uh, I don't want to say pop, but just some adult kind of like Police, kind
Yeah,
of
AC.
vibe to it, and and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, let me play the top dance songs across the nation right now. And I'm like,
Why?
do you not know what I listen to?
Right.
Why would you pull this crap in? I mean, I'm just like, this is horrible. And it's just like skip, 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 skip.
No, yeah, Saturdays are my AI DJ day, and it gets it right a lot of the times, but sometimes it really just takes a swing and a miss.
Yeah, it does, but it's not a
It's still
person.
kind of
It's
cool though. I mean,
yeah.
I don't mind it. It's just like, all right, what do you got for me? So, but anyway,
Well, yeah, I mean,
all
it's
right.
cool because I was listening to it last week and it said, "Hey, you fell into the top 1% of listeners this past month for this artist." And, "Hey, this person spent 34% of you spent 34% of your time listening to this artist last week." And it's like, "Wow, okay, I didn't realize I was listening to that artist or whoever
No,
that much."
well,
So,
yeah, I love those statistics, but yeah, it's like I usually don't care until like the end of the year. It's like, hey, you listen to Prince and Alter. It's the same crap. You listen to Prince and Alter Bridge and Seven Dust, and my tastes don't change. I don't find a lot of, and well, maybe Sade is going to be there somewhere. So speaking of which, on the nominee list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is Sade, to kind of go off the rail, but I'm just like, I want her to get inducted so she'll go on tour. Because she she's one of 2 on my bucket list that I have not seen yet, so I need her to get inducted and go on tour.
I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I probably couldn't name one song by Sade.
That's cool, and you don't have to. I have spent half my life listening to this woman's music. I mean, Smooth Operator, come on, man.
Wait, that's Sade?
Mhm.
I thought she had a different name. I thought that was a different name.
No, Smooth Operator. I mean,
That says
Sweetest Taboo. I mean,
wait. So it says here, Smooth Operator song by Sade.
yeah, Sade.
Was the okay, I'm gonna sound stupid here. Was Sade the band?
No,
And her
Sade
name
is it's I know it's ridiculous. That's how she spells her name, Sade.
okay, so that's so when you said that, I'm just like, had no clue about that. Okay, learned something new. Okay. End of our podcast now. I learned something new. We can go home now. No,
Hey,
just kidding.
awesome.
Okay. So now okay, gotcha. Sade.
So,
Okay, yeah, I just looked it up and yeah, there it is. Okay, never knew that. I always thought
yeah,
it was Sade.
well, she's married to a freaking billionaire, so I don't know if she's ever gonna go on tour again, but my wife and
Yeah.
I are both like, "Hey, Duran Duran and Sade. That's about
Well, the
all we
first
have
one I'd be
left."
there with you. The first one I'd be there with you.
No, I know. We talked about this.
We've already talked about it before, but let's do this.
Alright, we're 40 minutes in. Can we talk about the thing we're supposed to be talking about?
Yes, let's talk about Murder by Pride. Album came out in 2009, and one of the interesting things about this album are a couple of interesting things. One, this was the second album with Tracy as the bass player, and I will tell you, I got these new headphones. When I was traveling for work, I lost my headphones somewhere. Think I just left them in the hotel room. So I came back and I bought these new headphones, and I was like, I don't want to spend a fortune on headphones. I think the cheaper headphones are better than the more expensive ones I had. And I was listening to this album, and the bass playing stood out to me like I had never heard before. And I was like, he is really ripping it with the bass and the bass lines. And then, two, Robert Sweet did not, we've talked about this before. Robert Sweet did not play on the album. Kenny Aronoff did. And the story has it was that Robert Sweet didn't play because he lost the CD that had the demos on it. And he wasn't able to learn the material in time because they were on a time crunch or budget crunch or something going on within the studio, because it would have taken him a couple of weeks or something like that. And Kenny Aronoff came in and laid the drums in 3 days. So you have Kenny Aronoff playing the drums on this album, which is probably, is it the only album that Robert Sweet didn't play on?
Well, Aronoff played on a couple of tracks on some other Stryper records, but, yeah, I mean, completely yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know, gossip, I guess I could call it gossip about what happened with Rob and how how Aronoff came in, but, I mean, if you have to bring somebody in, I mean, it wouldn't be bad if it was Kenny Aronoff. I mean, because he's played with freaking everybody, but the I found this really nice nugget, and Tracy Perry on bass, he he really does kinda crush on this thing. I mean, he's got a lot of nice, thick, runs on this record, and I really enjoyed it, but so this is a little funky nugget. So Barry was friends with Des Dickerson. So do you know who Des Dickerson is?
Iron Maiden, isn't it?
Nope. No, that's
Oh, no, the white, no. Say it because I don't want to say another wrong name.
he was Prince's guitar player during 1999.
Okay,
So
okay.
he got Barry a audition with Whitecross, and I don't even know how that would happen, but it did. So he played with Whitecross on 2 albums, and then Mike picked him up to do some solo stuff. But I was like, "Wait a minute." When I was doing some research, I was like, "What in the heck is this?" But I'm glad there's a Prince correlation there because obviously, but but yeah, it was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I don't know what happened with Aronoff and the whole drum thing was weird because I couldn't tie it back together.
Yeah, it just I don't know how they got him to be in on it. Yeah, I just know what I've read about it, and it was just like Rob had lost the tracks and they brought Kenny in. And so, but however, if you have the album, I mean, Rob's in the cover. I mean, or he's inside, and so he's still. And then this was their 25th anniversary. So when they released Murder by Pride, so it was their 25th anniversary, and it was he was on the tour, Robert, for the 25th anniversary. We actually saw them at the Masquerade when they toured on this album. They played a couple of songs, I want to say, from this one, but it was going back and listening to it this past week. What were your initial thoughts on the album, or, some thoughts you had this week listening to the album?
I think this might be my favorite from the back half of the catalog. I mean, you and I have talked about that before. The old stuff versus kind of the newer stuff. And there's a couple songs on here that really did hit me. I mean, obviously Mike's writing is always on point, but they had a lot of different musicians on here too. So not just Aronoff, but I mean, God, you had Tom Schultz on this thing. I mean, legendary Tom Schultz. Um, and I like, this Spirit House mix. I liked the way it sounded, but there was a lot of different flavors on here for me, and we can walk through it a little bit. But I mean, there's some things that had like a little. They were still Striper songs, but they were, that they had a little bit of a different flavor to them. And like I say, we can walk through it. But I really like this record, and like I say, it's probably my favorite one on the back half of the catalog. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard this album, I mean, there were some songs that hit me right at the time, when these songs came out. Um, with it, I felt like because we talked about Reborn last week. With that, there was some of the signature items that were Striper sounds were not in that album. That's why, Michael Sweet did Reborn again and said, "Hey, this is what it was supposed to sound, or this is what it could have sounded like." But, you see some of those elements sneaking back in. I don't wanna say sneaking back in, but you see some of the elements sneaking coming back in on this album with a few Michael Sweet signature screams, within a few of the songs. The guitars are back a little bit more than they were on the Reborn album. But I just remember when I got it, 'cause when you now that we're 2 decades removed from Reborn, it's just kind of you hear Reborn and you start to think, 'cause you and I have been around long enough to go, was Reborn a one and done type thing? Are they gonna continue making music, or was Reborn gonna be kind of done? Because unlike what they've been doing over the past several years, over the past decade or so, is basically releasing an album every 2 years. There was 4 years between this one. But there was a lot going on with Michael Sweet and in his personal life with his first wife, who ended up passing away. you know, beginning of '09, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And so there was some delays there. He was also touring with Boston. That's when he was out there. And for those of you that don't know, he was sharing the lead singer duties with Boston for about 18 months or so while they were out on tour with Tommy DiCarlo. And then Tommy DiCarlo just recently passed away, which is I don't know if you picked this up, but Tommy DiCarlo actually passed away on the same day that Brad Delp passed away.
My word. No, I didn't
Yeah,
pick up on that.
yeah.
Wow.
So and so he pa so so he was the lead singer there. So there was a lot going on in that 4 years in between releases. And so it was kinda like, "Okay, here comes their second album." And then it was like after they did this album, then it was Second Coming, The Covering, and then No More Hell to Pay, and then it was just off to the races after that. So I was excited about this album when it came out because I was like, "Okay, they're coming out with another album," because here we are again, our favorite band, not knowing what's really happening because I'm going to age us a little bit, still we're only about a decade into the internet. So if you wanted to go find stuff that was going on with Striper, you pretty much had to go to their website because social media started taking an impact in '07, '08, '09.
Yeah,
And then that's
MySpace.
when, yeah, MySpace. And hi, Tom, thanks for being a friend. Um, and you have you have so you still didn't have that just instantaneous knowledge or information that Michael Sweet was pumping out that he pumps out now. So it was great to get another album from them. Lyrically, I think it stands very solid lyrically. I think it's got a really good mix of, you know, it's not like their later half of their albums where it's a lot more dry driven, more you know, Judas Priest type style sounding like some of the last albums have been. When I say driven, I mean that kind of harder stuff more throughout the album. You've got a good mix of, some a few bangers. You've got some pop rock, or if you want to call it pop rock, whatever you want to do. And then you've got a couple of slower ones. And I think the true ballad on this is just a beautiful ballad lyrically as well. So I really have enjoyed this album. And for me, ranking this album song wise was kind of tough for me because, again, this was another album that I can listen because there are some Striper albums. There are some songs I'm like, not that they're bad, but, like Take It to the Cross. I usually don't listen to that one. But this album doesn't have a skipper for me because I was listening to it and when I go back and I listen to it, sometimes I get the urge on a few albums to go, "Oh, skip," and I'm like, "No, I need to listen to this song. I need to hear it. I need to play through it." But on this one, I never had the urge to do that. So this album for me just stands quality from back to end, and I really like this album.
That's a great point you just made that I hadn't really thought about because usually on the back half, there's something that reminds me of Judas Priest, and I don't have this on this record, and I hadn't thought about that. See, there's a lot of half times, and there's not like any just like chugga 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 chugga, uh, British heavy metal type stuff. That's a really great point. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and there's some really I mean, there's one really good ballad on here. I mean, obviously it's going to be at the bottom of my list because I hate ballads, but there's no songs on here that are just like chugga 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 like you were just saying. So that's all right. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that take. So
And there's really, I think lyrically with this album, you've got songs like the title track, Murder by Pride, and then you've got, Eclipse of the Sun. That lyrically, that is just such a very strong song. about, I mean, we'll get into it when we talk about that song, but just lyrically, it's just great. But I mean, the production on this one, like you talk about the rhythm section, that really stood out to me on this album, especially the bass playing. Vocally, Michael was spot on. Guitars were great. So let's get into it. Let's start our rankings of Murder by
Let's get
Pride.
into it. Yes.
So, what would you say? This song has 12 tracks. One is like, so that, and again, just a moment ago, we talked about Tom Schultz being on this album. Well, this is the time when they were recording it that Michael was in the band Boston, and they threw in a cover of Peace of Mind. And they redid, or they did My Love I'll Always Show, because, on the Yellow and Black Attack, it is a very acoustic song. This one is a very rock song, very different from what it was then. Buying this album, there's two songs you would be familiar with, but it has 12 tracks on it.
Yeah. So, well, I'm going the softest is at the bottom. So, I'm going Alive as my last track. It's there's so much more going on this record, and this is not a bad song.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think it's a bad song. I've got this one. I'm the ballad guy. I like ballads. I've got this one ranked higher. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how I always say that. Sometimes we line up a lot closer. Sometimes we don't. But I've got this one ranked higher.
Well, we'll get closer once we get into the top 5 or 6, I'm sure. But yeah, there was just more meat somewhere else. I mean, like I say, the lyrics on this entire record are really freaking good. But then you have to frame the music around the lyrics. That's kind of where I start, I start getting more critical, I guess.
Yeah. And for me, go ahead.
I mean, this vocalism is crazy. He does a great performance here. It's just, like I say, you gotta, the lyrics, there's no bad lyrics on any of these songs, in my opinion. It's just how you frame them with the music, and so that's why this song is here.
Yeah. Yeah, this album for me, I didn't like ranking this album because I like each song on this album.
No, I understand that.
And I found this one to be really tough to rank, but my number 12, it's not a banger. I really love it lyrically, and it just kind of ended up being where it fell, when I was listening to it earlier this morning. But my number 12 song on this album is Running You.
Wow. Okay.
But I mean, lyrically, this whole idea, this track here, it just talks about God just being, in my opinion, just talks about God being your sanctuary and just being able to run. And again, lyrically, it's really good, but I just have different rankings, and I just ranked this one. They got to fall somewhere, and this track just happened to fall at number 12 as I was listening to it again, like for the 5th or 6th time this morning.
Interesting. Okay. All right, this is going to be interesting. I'm already stoked.
So for me, this was not a knock on this song, and I know I say that quite a bit when we do these rankings because I love how it goes in this part into the chorus right here. It kind of picks up, but it just fell at number 12 for me. No distinct reason why. It just did.
Okay. That's interesting.
I know that was a great explanation, but you know, hey.
Well, no, I'm shocked that it was that low for you, to be honest. I would expect
But
that
for
one.
me, I think this should say, because I really like this song, that tells you, in my opinion, how much I like the other songs
How much
on
more
this
meat?
album.
Yeah, how much more
Yeah.
meat is on the bone? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, this one may surprise you. So am I doing my 11?
Yeah, do your 11.
The Plan. Because usually, and it does show you how much meat is on this bone. Because this would normally, I mean, because I'm that heavy guy. And this is a fairly heavy song, but I'm just like, I really like this song, but it's just like they just gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
So I was kind of mad that I had to put this where I put it, because I was like, well, crap. I mean, all the songs can't be number one.
To me, this is one of those albums you could have. All the songs could rank number one, but you have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. I say that
Well,
all
dude,
the time.
I swear I actually had a 5 and a 5.1, and I had to figure out where I was going to stick them. So yeah. So the Plan for me is number 11. It's not a bad song, and like I said, the lyrics throughout this record are really good. It's just this one for me. I don't like pop metal very much, and this is kind of where that hung out for me for a second. So I guess that's probably why it's here.
That's probably why this one ranks a little bit higher for me, because this is the type of, and I like it lyrically, but we'll get it. I'll when we get to it, for me, I'll explain a little bit more on that.
Yeah, you'll have a better explanation than I will.
And it's just like with my number 11. You know, well, actually,
And the solo here is good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this song. It's just, I don't know. Some stuff hits you in a certain way.
yeah. And you know, I left this off here, and I probably need to re-step it. It's this. And people may not like this, but I would probably say, if I had typed it on here, because I just realized I didn't type it on here, and where I would rank this song would probably, not this song, not The Plan, but the song I'm about to mention would probably be my number 12 on the album, with Runnin' You being number 11. And my number 12 may shock people for this reason, because it is a little bit of a heavier song. I like it. It's just, I was never really a huge, if I recall correctly, I was never really a huge fan of the original. So doing the remake of it really falls in. So my number 12 was going to be My Love I'll Always Show.
Okay.
No, not Peace of Mind. Not Peace of Mind. My Love I'll Always Show.
Going somewhere else.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I like it. I listen to it, but I like the original. So I like this one, but you know, even though this is a song, My Love I'll Always Show, I could not imagine, because for me, almost love songs need to be slower. That's just me. I know some people will disagree with that, but I'm kind of like, I couldn't imagine saying, "Hey, babe, I got this song I want you to check out. Tell me what you think." You know? So I knew right then and there, it just wouldn't connect in that area, even when I heard it Good God. Did this album come out 15 years ago? No. It came out 17 years ago. Gosh, 17 years ago. And it seems like yesterday. But I would rank My Love I'll Always Show as number 12, and then Runnin' You would be number 11. So, but my number 10 is probably not going to make people happy or make you happy. So, because I love the song. And what's funny about this song, I'll play it. I'll just go ahead and play it because I like the song. It's just one lyrically, it just didn't necessarily resonate with me like the other songs do on this, on some of the other songs on this album do. So I think that's why I ended up ranking this one lower than I did, because especially if you're a new listener, for me, when I'm listening to a song, and I know, Daryl, you do this too, you're ranking the music with the lyrics and how it comes together and pulls together. This one just didn't punch me. It didn't punch me then. It doesn't punch me now. It's just a song that I like. I think it's good. I think lyrically it's good. But I ended up with Four Leaf Clover at number 10. Because I love the opening drive on the guitar and how it just comes in, the drums and everything kicking in, and it's just, that's where it's at. But I will tell you this one thing. There was so my oldest son, let's see, if this was 9, he would have been 12 years old when this song came out. So there was this book that we would read, and I don't remember what it was, and we would read it to my middle son at the time, and there was this lyric there was this thing in the book that would say, and we went round and round and round and round. Well, right here in the first verse, it goes, we go round and round and round and round. So anytime that they would read that in the book, they would start singing this song because it reminded them of this song. And then it would drive my wife crazy. We got to get back to reading the book. And then they would go on a rabbit trail of singing this song. So it was hilarious.
Better striper than rat, I guess.
Yeah, especially at that age, because my middle son would have been 5 at the time. So there's a 7-year difference between the two of them. So introducing them. But no, this is just where this song came. It's not a knock on the song. It just didn't punch me then lyrically. It just didn't punch me now lyrically. Lyrically, I think it's good, but it just didn't have that, this one's really impacting me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, that sounds on the lower end of my list as well, but yeah, I don't know. This record's kind of weird to me also because there's only like one like trying to punch you in the chest kind of song on here, and everything's kind of, it feels like it's a halftime like on most of the songs, but that's just me talking as a drummer, so whatever. But I do like the song.
Yeah, so do I.
All right, so where are we at?
10 right now.
10. All right, so 10 for me is weird because I didn't want to put it here. I Believe was my 10 because it had some, and I don't know if it was my like mood or whatever. It had some weird kind of like Creed vibe to me once it kicks into the verse, and partially the guitar tone too.
Well, yeah, now that you say that, I can hear that. And from what I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen Michael Sweet post stuff about Creed and how he likes Creed and has liked them as a band. So I could see, because keep in mind, this was still maybe only when he was writing the music 7 or 8 years removed from Creed in its heyday. So
yeah, and it's right here. I mean, yeah,
I could hear it. Yeah, I hear that now.
Yeah, it hit me when I was listening.
Maybe that's why I have this one ranked higher. It's funny, sometimes it's sometimes when you say stuff, it's like, because there's certain elements I like in a song, but just sometimes I can't pinpoint what it sounds like or why I like it. But then you bring up stuff like, yeah, it kind of reminds me. Yeah, it does. Maybe that's why I ranked it higher than it was. So I almost wore my Creed shirt. I should have worn my Creed shirt since you said that.
That's what I'm here for.
I actually pulled out my Creed shirt. I was like, now I'll wear my Soldiers Under Command band shirt. So,
well, I'll wear my Creed shirt next week, I guess. So, I mean, yeah, this is a really good song. It's just, that's the vibe that I got. And God, Mike's just like, his vocals are ridiculous.
Yeah, his vocals are, I mean, I'll say it again, and I'll say it 1,000 times. His vocals on this album are just amazing.
They really are. But ask me to give Mike a bad vocal performance, I couldn't find one. He's one of those guys in the latter part of the hair metal era. I mean, I can't find a bad vocal performance, which is insane.
Yeah.
So
I know I agree with you. And what's funny, my phone just dinged, and sometimes I get distracted too easily. Now, Oz Fox has done his One Desert Island song. So I'll have to go listen to that after the show.
My God.
And they're really short clips. I mean, they're like 2 minutes. They're not long. So I'll have to listen to that in a little bit.
Goodness. All right.
So back to the show. This was 12, 11, 10. We're at 9.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Number 9.
Number
kind
9.
of
Number 9.
I would be surprised if you have this one rated as low as I do, just based upon how you, because it is one of the heavier tracks on the disc. But for me, I have, let me make sure. Yeah, I have Mercy Over Blame at number 9.
Well, you would not be wrong.
I didn't think I would be wrong. And I'm going to, this is the last time I'm going to say this because I don't want to keep repeating myself on every single song. No knock to this song, but there are other ones that just either had a little bit more of an impact on me, or I just enjoyed it musically a little bit better, because I like every song on this album. So I don't want it to come across as, it's, oh, he ranked at 9, he doesn't like it. But I mean, I think it's got a good groove lyrically. I mean, I love the lyrics of this one. When we all reach heaven, there will be no shame, because when we stand before him, he'll know each name. When we all reach heaven, it's mercy over blame. And it's just like, again, what he did for us, and coming what at the end of the day, where we could be blamed for everything that we've ever done, it's his mercy that just stands and says, you're forgiven, you're wiped clean, white as snow, let's go. And so, lyrically, great song, but it just ranked at number 9 for me.
Well, hey, man.
And I think this is one, the bass really stood out for me on this one.
Yes. Which is why I have it ranked way higher than you do. One of the reasons. But yeah, I mean, for me on this thing, there's no bad lyrics on any songs. I mean, I feel like the songwriting on this is really, really good. So it's just, how does the music frame the lyrics? And so we'll just go from there. So yeah, I mean, I don't hate your choice.
What did you have at number 9?
Number 9. All right. So this was a hard one. So my number 9, I had My Love I'll Always Show, which was surprising to me because it's a harder song, but like we were both saying, there's a lot of meat on this bone. So, and I love the way this thing chugs along, and I love the lyrics in the song. But it's like, as I listen to it, multiple times, this is just where it lands.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the lyrics in the song, and I love the song construction, but it's just like the stuff that I thought was, I have everything ranked, so it's just kind of where it fell.
Yeah, there's something too, and maybe one of our listeners can tell us, because this particular song, it was back in, good night, somebody selling it for that much? So there was, in 2007, they released the Rocks Regime. Is that how you say it, the Rocks Regime?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. They released the Rock Regime demos. On that, I'm uploading it real quick. On that, Rocks Regime demos, because Rocks Regime was before Stryper, they had My Love I'll Always Show on the Rocks Regime demos, and they called it the rock version. So originally, let's go back to what it was probably originally recorded as a rock song, released acoustically on the Yellow and Black Attack in '84, and then in 2009 you had the version that we have now. And what I have playing in the background right now is the track from the Rocks Regime demos, and it's very similar with the guitar and everything to the one on 2009. A little bit different, but
that sounds better, actually. Yeah, there's more swing to it. And yeah, I like that.
So, but this song appears to have originally been released as a rock song, re-recorded as that acoustic song, and then released on the Murder by Pride. Maybe the way they intended it to come out.
Interesting. Dang, Tim, you're always coming with the nuggets that I don't have.
Hey, you came with one today about Des Dickerson. Somehow you tied Stryper to Prince. So, hey,
man,
anytime you can do that.
I try.
So let's see. We did 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, we did 9. So we're up at number 8 now.
Well, my number 8.
Go ahead with your number 8.
Number 8 is 4-Leaf Clover, which shows you how much great this record is. Because that would have been probably way ahead on a less superior record. So yeah, I don't know, this whole thing, there's, like I say, there's one song that's like at a pretty, I won't call it fierce, but a faster pace, but everything else is kind of like the slower, methodical speed. And I don't know. There's a tempo on this record that I just like, because there's not a lot of fast songs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different from the ones, like I was saying earlier, that they've more released recently. It kind of almost goes back to once they did the covering, they kind of, I don't want to say they went in a different direction, but they really rely, it seems, it appears, you know, again, I have no end with the band, we're just two dudes talking about a band we like, that they went more towards, on the later releases, like the Stryper sound with what's really influenced them in the way that they've always played, and it's got more, like you said, the Judas Priest tracks or those types of tracks, and you know, mixed in are the sound, and this one just kind of doesn't, like we said, doesn't have that, and it's just, I don't want to say all over the board, but musically it just really, again, the sequencing and everything on this album just flows really well together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just said this. The sequencing on this is really good, and yeah, on a lot of the stuff they do have like that Judas Priest flair, but on this one it's just like it's a very even tempo, and the sequencing is really good, and none of the songs are like, if you look at the BPMs. Okay, sorry, I'm getting geeky
for a minute.
Beats per minute, they're all within like probably 20 or 25 of each other, and it does, like you just said, it flows really well. So yeah, it's fun to listen to because it's not a typical Stryper record.
The guitar solo on this song, but
yeah, I love the bridge that's coming up on this song.
On this song?
Yeah. Because, like...
yeah, the bridge on it, yeah, this part right here.
Yep.
Bass on this.
The bass on this is sick.
Yeah. And I mean, this is the second track on the album. When I was listening to it, I was like, that bass is really standing, and then you know you have that, you know, the like I said, you've got that signature Michael sweet scream kind of back in the,
yeah, Mike soaring over the clouds with his vocals.
Yep, I know. So my number 8, and I really love this song, but back to what you said, how much bone, you know, meat is on the bone with this album, and it's Love Is Why. But I really love this song, especially the lyrics on this song, the verse, you know, love is why I live, it's why I die, it's what I give, but yet I deny, you know, and it's what I need, it's how I'll survive, love is why. But I just love, the thing I love about the song is just how it flows. It starts off and then you kind of get into the verse, and I think, yeah, it kind of picks up a little bit right here, and then it just gets into the verse, and he's just like real, almost emotional with his lyrics and everything like that. And I love this song, but again, it's got to fall someplace.
I mean, I love this song. I really do, but yeah, like you say, it's got to go someplace.
Because I love how when it gets to this part of the song, given the verse from Scripture, you know,
yeah,
love is patient,
yeah.
Love is kind. I mean, just a fantastic song, in my opinion.
Well, anytime, in my opinion, anytime that they break out a Bible reference and put it into the song, they do it really well.
Yeah, they do.
So I can get behind that for sure. So
yeah,
and
that's amazing.
And then you get that. It's like,
and you know, I'm sitting here going, why didn't I rank this higher? But then I'm looking at the other songs and I'm going, gosh, you know, that's why I didn't rank it higher. But this is just such an incredible song.
I mean, yeah, no, it's a really good song. I mean, like we were saying, I mean, there's a lot of meat on this bone, so.
Did you do number 8 yet? You did, or are you at number 7?
It was 4-leaf clover.
Okay, so we're at number 7. You're number
Yeah,
7.
so
what you got at 7, man? 7, and we'll watch them fall. Ching ching.
Stop it.
I actually heard that actually came up on my algorithm the other day for AI.
Gracious. No, my 7 is Eclipse for the Sun. Another, I mean, this is the only song where I'm like, it kind of breaks from the I don't know, it's too fast for the rest of the album. Because like everything else is really slowed down. And so this one to me is like, I mean, it's a great song. The lyrics are great, but just from a tempo standpoint, it kind of like wasn't flowing with the rest of the record. But doesn't mean it's not a good song. So I love the solo in the song. So don't get me wrong. It's like I say, it's not a bad song. It's just like, oh my gosh, okay. So it doesn't seem to fit with the rest of the record, I guess is my opinion.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying on that. I've got this one ranked higher, so we'll get to that point. It's interesting that you have this one ranked here, because you'll see where I have this one ranked.
It's probably like number 3 for you.
We'll get to number 3 when it is number 3. But for me, at number 7, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to go jump to my number 7.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, I did Love Is Why. What song am I missing?
Okay, I'm glad you do that too, because I've been doing that all afternoon. What song?
Because I'm sitting here going, okay, which song am I missing? Okay, there's that.
12 songs on this record.
There's that. First You Ever Blame, Just Running You. Oh, I forgot that one. Now I don't know where to throw this one in. I just completely forgot this one.
Good. Well, I'm glad.
Okay, I missed one.
Yep,
I missed ranking.
Nice. All right, I did that all afternoon, so good.
So I'll get to my next song. Okay, I'm not going to try to, because we're in the middle of the show, I'm not going to try to go in and re-rank my songs or anything like that and try to figure out where I want this one to fall in. But the one I have missing is Everything. Like I said, I'm not going to try to go in and say, oh, I think this one would fall here. Again, I'll just tell you which one I'm missing, and then we'll get on to the other.
Which one is this one for your
This
ranking?
is the one I have missing, and I'm not going to try to throw it into the rankings right now, so I screwed up on that.
Okay.
But I love this song.
I like this song a lot.
Yeah. This would probably...
I have this pretty high on my list.
As I'm sitting here listening to it, I think I know where I would rank it. So, which is really going to screw up my other songs. Because as I'm sitting here listening, I'm going to throw it here. So I'm going to come back to this song. So now that I've got this song in here, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So this is my number 7. Number 7 for me was I Believe. And you already had this one ranked. But this is where I had this particular song. And I just think this is another song that starts off, you think it's just going to be a complete ballad throughout the whole way through. then they kick into the, it comes a little bit
Sounds like a
more
Poison
here.
song.
And then you get into the verse, and then that first "I believe" in the verse is just, in the chorus, it's just like, wow, because it's coming up right now. Because all of a sudden he just really kicks it in right here. And it's just really, I think that, with this particular song, it's just...
This is where I say it sounds like kind of a Creed vibe. Because you got this chunk coming up right here.
And it's just, hey, this is what I believe.
No, it's a great song. The
And
structure of it just reminded me of Creed for some reason. But yeah, the lyrics are great.
Yeah, the lyrics are really good. So, but I came in with "I Believe" at number 7. I just love listening to this song. Love listening to all these songs off this album.
Yeah, this is a strong record, man. I mean,
Because I think, if I recall correctly, because, you start to, you do enough of these. We're at episode 27. And you go back, and we did that one show where where Michael released his top 10 Stryper albums. And in that release, if I recall correctly, Reborn and Murder by Pride were not in the top 10. And I remember we had the discussion about whether we would put these albums in our top 10. Would we take what he had at number 10? Would we drop it out? Would we put it in? We kind of talked about that. And if I recall correctly, I want to say both this and Reborn ended up I said at the time would have fallen into my top 10. That's how much I think of this album. If you think, that means that there's 6 or 7 other albums that are outside the top 10 at this point. This album's just fantastic all the way.
yeah, no, I totally agree with you. As I was listening to this whole thing, because sometimes you forget. But yeah, I didn't really have any skippers on here, and now that we're doing this, I always listen to, with a lyrical ear, and I'm just like, man, this is one of the better ones that we've talked about.
So we are now at number 6. Yeah, we are now at number 6.
Number 6 for me was Running You. I don't know, it just had a different kind of vibe.
Yeah.
As always, I love the lyrics, but it just had it doesn't sound like a Stryper song. So yeah, I was digging on this one pretty hard. I think I was listening to it on Spotify, and the lyrics were coming through, and I was like, yeah, okay, lyrics are strong as always. Just the piano and just the different instrumentation was, it was cool. I was digging on it.
Yeah, it is really a good song, especially as it picks up here. Sorry, I have a screwdriver in my hand if you're watching a video, and I was like playing with the screwdriver while I sit here. Again, I had this one ranked lower, but it's a great song.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot of heavy guitars, but it's just got a light flow to it, which every now and then, that's cool. I don't have to be banging my head all the time. Not that I mind that, but yeah, it was, and again, the freaking bass work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tracy did a great job on this album.
No, yeah, he did a freaking amazing job.
He also went on to be the bass player in Boston for a while.
Yep, I did know that.
So,
yeah, there's a lot of weird 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of crap going on.
stuff going on. So yeah, so my number 6 song is one you've already ranked, and my number 6 was the 5th track on the album, which was "The Plan." I think I just like this song. You know, it's just it just fits right into the type of rock melodic kind of feel that I like with music. But I really like it lyrically, where, you know, because it just goes through. It's just like it's the cry of a man. I want to do the right thing, but I struggle. I want to be the one I know you see. I want to live the plan, the one with you and me. And it's just like, I just think lyrically, any person can probably relate to this song from a point of, it's kind of like when Paul writes about, why do I do, and I'm paraphrasing here, so, you know, I'm not trying to pull out what he says specifically, but I'm paraphrasing. Why do I do the things I hate? Why do I keep doing those things? And it's just kind of, you know, that's what this song reminds me of. Why do I continue to struggle? Why do I continue to fall? Why do I continue to do those things? But I want to live the way you've designed. I want to live what you've walked out for me. And I think it's just a cry that, you know, that I have, but I think it's just a great song.
Yeah, no, it is a great song. Yeah, I don't have anything to add here. I mean, the lyrics on this record, top to bottom, I mean, it's, yeah, I feel like we say this all the time. It's just, you know, the lyrical part of I feel like any Stryper record is, I mean, it's just gonna be there. It's just, okay, cool. What music are they gonna put around those lyrics? So, I mean, like this right here.
And then the bass is good again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's amazing to me that I have to defend these guys.
I know, it's, I just, when you look, I mean, that's the thing. You know, you bring that up, and I'm going to go off on a rabbit hole for just a second. Forget what, I shouldn't say forget what he's done in Stryper, but just even the stuff outside of Stryper, the Sweet and Lynch, the Soul Driver, the solo stuff. Yeah, and The Plan, he hits that high note there. Sweet and Lynch, Soul Driver, his solo stuff. I mean, his career, I mean, co-fronting Boston and playing guitar in the band. I mean, he has done so much for the music industry, and it's just like you said, who's your top 3 bands? Well, Stryper, blah blah. Stryper. Here we go again. Let's have that conversation again.
Well, I don't mind having the conversation because you will lose if you want to.
I know. It's just like you're not with everybody, because what's funny is since we've started doing this, people have been like, "Yeah, I knew who they were. They're still." The big question was, "Yeah, I liked them. They're
They
still
still
doing
doing
stuff."
stuff, right?
So you like, yeah, check them out. But it's just, and I think when we get into our controversy topics, and I think we've got that planned the next couple of weeks, is that we'll get into why some people don't like them. And it's, I mean, and what's crazy is you've got people, and we've said this 1,000 times before, you've got people outside the church who don't like them because they don't like the lyrics. And you've got people inside the church who thought they were using Jesus's name as a gimmick. You know, so I mean, it just created, so topic for next week. At least that's what we're planning.
We shall see. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's, well, my thing is, because every time we do this, when I have to go and really, because I listen to this very analytically, and I'm like, you can't deny the technical ability of these guys. And the songwriting ability of these guys, it's like, yeah, they're writing about a specific, you know, they're pushing toward a specific dynamic, and that's cool, but they're doing it very effectively. So it's like if you're gonna come at me, it's like, all right, one of your favorite bands is Striper. It's like, yeah. I mean, so 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 come at me with somebody. That's what I usually do because I've had a couple of conversations like this. It's like, yeah, I love Striper. Come at me with somebody that's comparable. So, and that's the kind of dynamic that I have with people that I have to argue, not argue, but have a conversation about this kind of crap. But but yeah, I mean, it's not like they're some love band that can't play. I mean, part of my
And I think
influence as a drummer is from Robert Sweet. I mean, him and Lars, and I give Lars a ton of crap, but between him and Lars, those are my two biggest drumming influences. So, is what it is.
all
So,
right, we're heading
where are
1,
we?
2, 3, 4. We're heading into our top 5.
All right. I love it. All right, so my number 5 is Love Is Why.
Yep. I've done that one
And
already.
yeah, no, I don't know. It again, it doesn't sound like a Striper song. It's lyrics are great,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
And I just hear the bass. That is the thing that stood out to me on this album, probably more than anything as I've re-listened to it the past few days, is listening to the bass.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it's that much different from when we were doing a couple of episodes with James Lomenzo. So it's a different flavor, yeah. So you can hear it because you're used to hearing Tim or Perry or whatever, and so yeah, I liked the bass flavor on this record for sure.
Yeah, so did I.
So yeah, but Love Is Why. That whole thing kind of, as I was watching, I don't know if it wasn't a lyric. No, it was on Spotify, and the lyrics were coming across the screen. And I'm just like, man, Love Is Why. Period. I just really love the lyrics of this song. It's like, love is why we do all the things that we should be doing, and it kind of hit me in the chest a little bit, like I always say, but yeah, I really like the way the lyrics hit, and it's not necessarily my jam. It's a little poppy, but I really did like the lyrics of the song.
Yeah. And I'll say something here. When you talked about, love is why, and it punches you in the chest. Man, I'm not going to get into it, but man, just something that I watched last night, it's focusing around, I will say this, it's helping me some of the things that I've been studying and reading, is helping me reframe my ideology, whatever you want to call it, in life, about faith, about whatever. And it's because love. And it's just like what you said, love is why. And that statement just made me, this is why the frame of some of the things that I have believed in the past are changing. And that, I mean, yes, people, and I know you and I talk about it all the time, Daryl. Yes, you can change at 50-something years old. You're not, yes, there are some stubborn people who aren't going to change at 50-something years old, but love is why. And as you said that, it just went in my mind, like, that's exactly why some of the things that I'm feeling and looking at differently now, it's because of love.
It's a great statement, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but the older we get, it's you have to frame things in a specific spot. So yeah, I mean, and all that should be starting with the root should be love.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. All right, so that was your number 5.
Yep.
I guess it's time for my number 5. My number 5, and I really like this song lyrically, but kind of like you, it fell where it did on this particular album because it was kind of different from all the other songs. But
it really is.
Eclipse of the sun. So I'll trade my Eclipse for the sun. Like, again, to me, this entire song is about laying down your pride, laying down your wants, laying down, I want the sun, not the S-U-N, if you haven't heard this album before, but the son, the S-O-N, Jesus. I want him to be what people see. And I'll trade my stuff so people see him through me. And I just love the lyrics on this song. And that's why, even though it's kind of got a little bit of a different vibe from the rest of the songs on the album, that's why I kind of ranked it a little bit higher, because I always love the lyrics on this one.
Yeah, lyrics are really, really strong. I just, this ain't my jam, and you know that. I mean, it's a higher key, and it's faster and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, lyrically, it's a really good song. But yeah, I mean, we've already gone over where it is on my list.
Yeah. So now we're moving to number 4. Number 4 off of this album.
Number four for me was Everything. It just had it had a different kind of vibe. I don't know. This one for me, again, lyrics up and down this whole record are great, but yeah, this one had a little cooler song structure, and Rob's doing some cool stuff, and so yeah, that's where I would stick this one.
Yeah, I'll get to this song in just a minute, because this one, I'll go ahead and say, before I'll give you my number 4, but this song was after I went through and looked at my list, I put this one at number 3. And I hear it and know, coming from a Christian perspective, God, you're my everything. I mean, it's just like to see you, to hear you, to meet you, to know you, show you, need you, learn you, speak you, read you. I mean, you're my everything. My bridge across the water, my living spring. It's just, but like you said, just the music, it's almost like one of those songs that the lyrics on this song fit, in my opinion, fit the music behind it so well, because it's just, I'm telling you, you're my everything, and it's just like, that is the one thing that drives me, is you're my everything. And I think the two mesh really good to it. And I love this part, how they go into the verse on this one, whatever that is in the background. I'm like, again, I'm not a music guy, but whatever that is going on in the background, I just always loved it. Like, oh, that's so cool. And then right back into it.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, the way they move in and out of it, it's a really good song. It's not anything like super heavy, but yeah, they move in and out of the parts really good, and like like we both said, the lyrics are great.
Yeah. And so, but this was my number 3. Let me go back to my number 4 real quick. My number 4 off of this album was the 4th track from the album, which was Alive. And I think this one, to me, it just draws upon that, gosh, how can I say it? To me, I see this song and I just can sense there's just this person that is just self-esteem, depression, just facing the hard things in life. And because it's like, listen, birds don't sing anymore, waves don't crash on the shore because you don't love me anymore. Because there have been times, I mean, come on, let's just face the fact. Do we always feel the love of God every day in our life? Could it be because we did some things or whatever? And it's just like, no, I know I don't. And then all of a sudden, then I realize I'm alive, I'll survive. I was only dreaming that our love died. I'm alive, I'll survive. I'll never stop believing. It's just like, yes, you do love me. Kind of going back to the whole love thing. Going back to some of the things we already talked about on the show today. It's just like, he loves us in spite of, in a sense. And it's even when you're down or feeling low, even when you don't feel his love, you know that he's there. You just call out to him in a sense.
Yes.
And then the way this song ends, when it gets into birds are singing once more, waves are crashing on the shore. Because at first I didn't hear that, but now I do because I know you love me. Just think it's just a beautifully written song.
No, it's a wonderfully written song. And it's another one of those things where they do a good job of flipping a script. It's like, all right, are we talking about a woman? Are we talking about God? There's certain things in this song where, yeah, we're talking about God, but it's another one of those Stryper songs where it's like, it's a love song, but it could be talking about God, or it could be talking about your wife or whatever. But yeah, it's a wonderfully written song. I love that song.
Yeah, I do too.
No, Mike is really good at writing these ambiguous love songs. So we can't figure out if he's talking about God or his woman or whatever.
Yeah, and because even in the second verse on this one, feel there's no wind in my hair, there's no warmth from the sun's glare because you don't love me anymore. Like you said, that, has our, if I'm married, has our love died?
Yeah.
And this is what it feels like to me if the love between you and me has died.
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole thing. There's some songs that they write where you can tell, okay, this one's about God and the love of God. And there's a bunch more that are like, okay, this might be about God or it might be about my wife. But they're really good at that stuff. So, good on you, Mike.
So that takes us to your number 3, because I already gave my number 3 because that was everything.
My number 3 is Mercy Over Blame. Love saves us all. I don't know. I think I just like this one. It's not punching me in the chest as far as the lyrics, but I love the musicality in the song. And of course I love all the harmonies. But yeah, I think the music of this one is why it's so high, because I don't know. I just like the riff, and I think it sounds really cool, and it's just it didn't kill me on the lyrics, which I don't know how the heck it ended up at number 3 if that's not the case. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I just whiffed on this one. I know my next 2 picks are perfect, so.
Well, you know, our next 2 picks, I don't know if they're going to be in the same order, but we both have our number 1 and number 2 songs in the top 2.
Okay. I mean, this isn't a bad. That's the thing. This. I listened to this record like 4 times, and I mean recently, and I was like, "Dang, dude, there's not like a lot of. There might be one skipper, but not really. So there was a lot of meat on this bone for me. So." Again, I mean, I feel like we say this every freaking time. It's, you know, they got to go somewhere. But I don't have a lot to add here. I like this song a lot because of the riff and the music and the solo, and of course the freaking harmonies. Pretty much all I got on this one.
So, number 2. Drum roll. Did we end up with number 1 and number 2 in the same place, or did we end up with them reversed?
You know, if I have to guess, I think
I'll just go ahead and play my number 2.
I think
and you tell me.
I think we're probably in the same place.
So I'm gonna play my number 2, and you tell me if you agreed with it or not.
So now we're out of. Okay, so we're backwards.
Love this song.
I do too.
But with the other remaining song, so this ended up being your number 1 song on the album. Okay, so I really struggled with this one and the other one, so let's just both talk about this song now, and then we'll go to my number 1 and your number 2. I really like this song, but my number 1 song, I could listen to that one on repeat forever, almost. And I'll tell you this. We've talked about Michael's lyrics on this album and that, but I remember listening to this song the first time, and I could relate to it because it really boils down to gotta lay down. I gotta fight. I gotta stop living. I gotta lay down my pride. I gotta put it aside. I gotta murder. You know, you got to deny take up your cross, deny yourself, I mean, all of that kind of stuff. I shouldn't say all that kind of stuff, but I know what you know what I'm saying. But I remember the first time I heard this song, I was like going, yeah, Saturday night's a lie, I fall over Q, Sunday I'm back in church, I smile and take the pew. And then it's Monday, it's back to school. I'm like, I'm mid-30s, I'm not going to school, And I just remember hearing that and kind of laughing when I heard that, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back to school, but I'm going back to work. But lyrically, I think this one just really talks to lay down yourself and take up his cross. And ultimately, that's what this song is about.
Yeah, no, totally. The meaning of the song, it's not, well, it's my number 1, but just especially as dudes, we have to figure out how to put down our pride, because I mean, it's golly, for me at least, I mean, it's on my back all the time, because I'm just like, well, I gotta do all the things, and right now I can't do all the things, and so it's really hard to murder your pride, and that's what the song is about. And I don't care if you're doing the best you can do. It's still freaking hard to murder your pride because you think you're the ish,
Yeah, you do.
And so,
Nothing's worse than your wife calling you out on something you're like, what? What are you talking about?
well, I kind of like my wife calling me out on stuff because
Well, it goes back to that thing. Sometimes you think you're right in something and that you're okay, and then your wife says, well, you might want to think about this. I mean, as a matter of fact, I had that situation happen this week, and I'm like, she immediately started talking to me, and I was like, no, what are you talking about? And then after I processed it, I went, okay, I can see what you're talking about. And
well, I
yeah,
mean, that's why we have good partners.
yeah,
So yeah.
exactly.
All right, so let's get to the big one.
Yeah, let's get to the big one. The one left, and it just dawned on me because I had a memory. Now I know why I have two albums of this song, or two albums of this, because my middle son loved this album and he wanted it one year, so I bought it for him. So it's his copy that ended up in my CD thing because when he moved, he didn't take anything with him, or he didn't take the music with him because everything's on Spotify now. So that one ended up on my so that's why I ended up with two. But the remake of this song to me is just because, I mean, he and I would listen to this song all the time and just going to baseball, all that kind of stuff. And lyrically, even though it's not written by Michael Sweet, it's just like the most important thing to me is to have my peace of mind. I'm not going to trade in my soul in the corporate world. I'm not going to do this. It's my peace of mind. It's the decisions I make, the things that I got to live with. It just, even though it's not a song written by Michael Sweet, it's just such lyrically, I think it's a great song, but also I think he did such a great song with this remake. I mean, they did such a great job with this remake.
It's really good. And the reason, so do you have the original? So my only problem is this part right here. Because the Stryper cover didn't pull up until they went into the electric, and there's like a full piece of acoustic in the original. But they kind of nailed most of this. I mean, and don't get it twisted. This is one of my favorite records of all time. It's like Boston's original debut. I mean, their original album is freaking phenomenal, and this is just one of those. I mean, just yeah. And I don't know if there's anybody that will be better as a frontman for Boston than Michael Sweet. If you had to replace somebody, so I don't know.
If you as a listener, and if you haven't done it, go read Honestly, because he really gets into how Tom Schultz called him and talked to him about doing, certain things, and just read the book and just see what Michael's, story behind how he ended up being a part of Boston. And I agree with you. I mean, because Delp has that unique voice. Michael has that voice that, can be, when I say all over the place, I mean octave level, really good.
But I mean, we're listening to Boston right now. I mean, can you tell me that doesn't sound kind of like Stryper? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, yeah. When I heard it was happening in the first place, I was like, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. And they were all like right next door to each other.
Well, the thing is, it made sense for you and I because we understood what Michael's capabilities were. But I can guarantee you there were people out there that thought Michael Sweet of Stryper, seriously? Because of what he sung lyrically. Every time, I mean, yes, you're going to go in and, you go watch on YouTube where Michael Sweet or Tommy DiCarlo would sing the Brad Delp songs. And of course, you're going to get the people that say there's nobody Nobody can replace Brad Delp. And the thing was with that was, but the comments about Michael and both Tommy being in Boston at the time were, they sound really good. They've made it their own. They've done it, you know, they've honored, they've done this. When I was going through it this week and listening to some of the stuff he did in Boston, because listening to Peace of Mind automatically takes you to listening to what some of the other stuff he did in Boston at concerts and stuff. The reviews that are the comments that I read through, none of it was really, nobody was like, he sucked, you know?
Well, how are you going to say that? I mean, I'm sorry. I know we're biased, but I mean, if you listen to Boston and you listen to Stryper, the lyrics are not that dissimilar.
Yeah.
So
it was good to see people giving Michael Sweet the props for doing what he did when he was in Boston.
Yeah, as they should. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Same thing. It would be the same thing if Michael Sweet decided to stop singing and only play guitar with Stryper and they brought in a new lead singer. There's going to be people out there that say, it's not Michael Sweet, you know, but it's time for
Miles Kennedy singing as Stryper.
And it ends up being, you know, it ends up being a topic of, yeah, but it's a new phase of the band. I mean, if that time ever did come.
I don't know if I would hate it. I mean, if that's what they want to do, that's my only thing. It's like,
yeah, he'll sing as long as he can sing.
Yeah, well, I think he's gonna sing as long as he can sing. But if there's, I mean, it's like the whole Journey thing. I mean, they brought this dude off YouTube and, you know, stuck him in the mix, and he was great.
Well, isn't that how they found Tommy DiCarlo, Boston? Because he was like a person at Home Depot.
I think you're right. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I mean, but like I say, Journey found Homie on, you know, a karaoke bar on YouTube.
Well, I mean, if anybody found me recorded doing karaoke, they would, you know, don't worry about me leaving my day job. Let's just put it to you that way.
Come on, you couldn't go join Journey. All right.
It's Murder by Pride. Like you said at the top, one of probably your favorite, if not your favorite, on the back half. And again, the back half, I still love Even the Devil Believes, but this album is phenomenal. It's
really good.
It's a great spot in the history of the Stryper discography.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah. Now, I do think this probably is my favorite on the back half. I mean, not that there's not multiple records that I like, but as I went back through this one, I was like, man, yeah, okay, I think this one might be in the Stryper catalog one of my favorites on the back half for sure.
Yeah, it's one that I can listen to, and you know, I've enjoyed. I mean, this isn't saying we're done with what we're doing, but I've enjoyed doing what we've done with all of the albums because it made me go back and listen to some that I don't necessarily pull off the shelf as often as I would.
Yeah. And yeah, absolutely.
And to give it a different listen with a different ear, a different type of thing. So, but now it's gonna, you know, I think we've got a couple of weeks where we're going to do something, and then episode 31 might be a little bit interesting because we're done ranking the album. So
heck yeah, it's gonna get way more interesting, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna get way more interesting when we start comparing. I don't know. I was gonna say something stupid, but I'm gonna not.
We're gonna do Black Sabbath versus Wasp next week.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, it's, again, if you haven't heard Murder by Pride, definitely listen to it. You won't be disappointed in it. I think every song is great. This was a hard one for me to rank because going in, it's just like, what is my least favorite song on this album? Because that's what I typically look at. Even before I listen to it the first time, I'll look at it and I go, in the past, have I had any skippers on there?
Right. And I do the same thing.
and I go, yeah, there's that song that I skip. And I don't, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll give it a different listen this time around, or I'll look at it and go, I don't know if it's going to change my mind listening with a different ear this time.
No, I get you. Yeah. I mean, I definitely listen to it with different ears when I'm listening for the pod, but yeah, I mean, usually my first run is like, okay, where's the skippers or are there any? And so yeah, that's because I have a when I do my notes, it's like, yeah, all right, let me get that out of the way.
Let's go ahead and get the easy ones out of the way because once you start talking about the songs you like, they become a little bit more harder to figure out.
Yeah, for sure.
But Murder by Pride, episode 27 is a wrap. Thank you for listening. As we always say, don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us any feedback. And thank you for listening. It's been fun. Again, as always, I love doing not just this, but I love doing the prep for the show. You know,
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
getting ready to talk about the album. It's like work without working. So it's something
totally.
fun. But again, if we could find a way to monetize that. But
We'll
no,
kick
but we
that
do
can down the
appreciate
road
everybody
soon.
listening. But we do appreciate everybody listening, and you guys, we love you. Make any comments. Let us know what you think. Tell us what you thought about Murder by Pride. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
We out. Love y'all.